Hi guys, welcome back to the channel Journey to Understand the Bible. I'm your host Damien. In our last episode, we went over Genesis chapter 4, Cain and Abel, and we were learning about how Cain was his offerings wasn't accepted by the Lord, and he got tired of Abel getting all the credit, and he took out his brother. And then Cain was banished away. He had his descendants. They eventually settled in a different part of Eden, and they one of his siblings was the first of the ones who had livestock and lived in tents. The other one was the first that played musical instruments, and then later Adam and Eve had another kid, and they were the first to basically praise the Lord as the Lord, and so that's how that chapter ended. We're going to go on with chapter 5 of Genesis, and it's the descendants of Adam. As always, we'll show you where we're at on the Bible and let you follow along. Here we go. This is going to be, I want to say, Seth's story. This is the written account of the descendants of Adam. When God created human beings, he made them to be like himself. He created the male and female, and he blessed them and called them human. When Adam was 130 years old, he became the father of a son who was just like him in his very image. He named his son Seth. After the birth of Seth, Adam lived another 800 years and had other sons and daughters. Adam lived 930 years. When Seth was 105 years old, he became the father of Enosh. After the birth of Enosh, Seth lived another 807 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Seth lived 912 years and then died. Let's see. Let's drop right there. When Canaan was 70 years old, he became the father of Malahad, Malalel. I'm sorry, I know how I do these ancient names. I butcher them all up. After the birth of Mahalalel, Canaan lived another 840 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Canaan probably Kenan, lived 910 years, and then he died. When Malali, is it Malali? It sounds better. When Malali was 65 years old, he became the father of Jared. After the birth of Jared, Malali lived another 830 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Malali lived 895 years and then died. Alright, let's change the page. Alright, so when Jared was 162 years old, he became the father of Enoch. After the birth of Enoch, Jared lived another 800 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Jared lived 962 years, and then he died. When Enoch was 65 years old, he became the father of Methuselah. After the birth of Methuselah, Enoch lived in close fellowship with God for another 300 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Enoch lived 365 years, walking in close fellowship with God. Then one day he disappeared because God took him. When Methuselah was 187 years old, he became the father of Lamech. After the birth of Lamech, Methuselah lived another 782 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Methuselah lived 969 years, and then he died. When Lamech was 182 years old, he became the father of a son. Lamech named his son Noah, for he said, "May he bring us relief from our work and the painful labor of farming this ground that the Lord has cursed." After the birth of Noah, Lamech lived another 595 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Lamech lived 777 years, and then he died. By the time Noah was 500 years old, he was the father of Shem, Ham, and Jeshaphat. I know it, guys. I done butchered this whole chapter up, but here I'll pull it up here so you guys could see. You could translate it yourself. That's Japheth, I guess. But anyway, that's the end of chapter 5, and it was basically, I guess, going through who all the kids were of Adam's great grandkids, and how long everybody lived. And I guess we're about to get into Noah, because now Noah's been born, and after he was 500 years old, he became, yeah. So I guess we're getting close to the ark, right? So I don't really have too much I could say on this chapter outside of people were living to be almost 1,000 years old. I wonder if they look like they were living 1,000 years, or if they just look like old people. Like, because I've seen people in my day that look like they're 1,000 years old. I'm like, maybe that's how they were looking back then, but no. And I'm not even sure. I'm pretty sure that you know what? I'm not sure if people were living 1,000 years, almost 1,000 years, but I'm not sure that. But yeah, that was chapter 5. I know it wasn't very fun or anything, nothing good, but this is our journey to read the Bible. I want to be able to say I read the Bible. So that's basically the end of chapter 5, and then chapter 6. We'll see if we'll get to talking about the ark. Thanks for choosing to check my channel out, and if you want to see more, just click the next video for chapter 6, and we'll go from there. Thanks.